Oh, hey guys, welcome back. Today, we're gonna have a little bit of fun, and I asked you guys on Instagram a few days ago to submit your hot takes about plants or, different plant advice, and I got some good ones. So I'm basically gonna say my opinion on these hot takes. I thought I'd make it more interesting and make 5 tiers. I don't know if this is like a Gen Z thing, but where did this tier list come from? Because I see it everywhere. I don't know the origins. I made my own on Canva. So here are the tiers. So the higher I put the comment on this page, it basically means I agree with you. The lower you are, the more I disagree. So you could kind of look at these tiers and see the very top one as strongly agree, the second from the top as agree, middle one is like unsure, the fourth one disagree, and the last one strongly disagree. But that's not all. I thought I would make it very interesting and just have my own sayings in each of them. So at the very top, you can see I'm very excited. And the words that I'm putting are, we share the same mind. So that's basically saying that I agree with you 100%. The second one is simply a yes. So this could be, I agree with the majority of this hot take. The middle one is kind of my favorite. It is undecided, ask future Kevin. So I might put an opinion in this row if I'm undecided. Second to last, we have oh girl, which is basically disagree. And the last one is strongly disagree. And I labeled it, nah ma'am. And so yeah, are we all ready for some controversy? Here's the first one. This is kind of a troll comment because this is from one of my best friends, but it says, I love fake and dead dried plants. So immediately I'm putting it under nah ma'am, just because, if this statement just said, I love fake plants, I would maybe put it under oh girl. But then the second part, dead dried plants, nah ma'am. Okay, second one, philodendron pink princess is overrated. Hoyas are underrated. Okay, it's hard. The pink princess is slightly overrated in my opinion. There are more beautiful plants. Obviously, I'm biased to a strawberry shake, but future Kevin, just put in a picture. And this is from a year ago. When you have so much pink, guys, it is just stunning and you can't deny it. So the only issue is that specimens that are out and about and are being sold are just such bad quality. And so yeah, in that case, it is overrated. Hoyas are underrated. I'm gonna have to agree we share the same mind. Okay, I'm gonna put this under we share the same mind because overall I do think the pink princess is overrated and 100% Hoyas are underrated. Oh my god, this is so much fun, guys. I'm having so much fun. Okay, bromeliads are pointless. They're so ugly. Oh my god, that's so shady. They're so ugly and don't last very long after flowering. Pointless. I love that. I have never been a fan of bromeliads. Is that how you say it? From my understanding, they take up water and nutrients differently from other plants. I think you're supposed to keep some sort of reservoir in I don't know what they're called, the crown of the plant. The roots of bromeliads, they're mainly there to latch onto things and not necessarily to pull up water or nutrients. They're so ugly and don't last very long after flowering. Yeah, do you know what that is pretty annoying? Oh, and also, a pineapple is a type of bromeliad. Did y'all know that? Sorry, I think that's wild. Okay, where do we put you? I'm gonna have to say yes. It's hard to give an opinion if I've never, grown it myself. Anyhow, we're gonna put it under yes. Philodendron strawberry shake, pink to yellow variegation kind of looks like vomit. I can't, Anita. Strawberry shakes, they're not everyone's cup of tea, and I understand that. I kind of pride myself for, bringing out really good variegation. I'm gonna have to say, nah ma'am, I'm sorry. I don't agree with that. Vomit? Do y'all think that? Okay, next one. Moss pools are only worth it if you keep on top of keeping it moist. I would agree with that. I do think the plant loses the benefit of having a moss pool against it if the moss isn't moist because the roots will not grow if it's especially bone dry. Let's put it under we share the same mind because that's the main reason why I didn't really like poles initially, because I hated keeping on top of the watering of the moss pole and keeping it moist. Let's put it under we share the same mind. Next, I like growing my plants in no drainage. That's fine. I still do not understand why it's such a bad thing to grow plants in a clothes closed system. I know there are advantages of having like a pot with drainage. I mean, that's for obvious reasons. So we're gonna put that under yes. Succulents are terrible. Oh my gosh. I am also not a fan of succulents, so I would kind of agree with this. Terrible in what way? Okay, just because I don't know what you mean by terrible, I'm going to be putting it under undecided, ask future Kevin. Next one, I hate when people say there's only one way to grow a plant. Oh my gosh, we share the same mind. I totally agree with you. I hate that so much. Why do people say that? Y'all know that I experiment so much, and a lot of the time I have success. So yeah, we share the same mind. Okay, next, anthuriums are ugly AF, and they all look the damn same. Savage! Arcade buttons. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me say this honestly. When I first started getting into plants, obviously the ones that were popular, Clarinervium, Crystallinum, Magnificum, Ace of Spades. Regal could look like a Crystallinum on steroids. But yeah, I thought the same. Like, I thought they really looked the same. The thing though, is that they don't all look the same. I think because the popular ones are the velvet ones, and they all have that striking veining that can be a little similar. But I mean guys, my Decipens, my Furcatum, the Pendulifolium, like there are so many different types of anthuriums. Oh my god, they said ugly too. They're not ugly. They all look the damn same. Okay, I'm gonna have to put this in nah ma'am, because although I agreed with this once upon a time in my early plant days, you know, I'm gonna have to really disagree with it now. Switching your plants to semi-hydro doesn't prevent overwatering. I would have to agree. We share the same mind. My video yesterday, I did mention my philodendron millicrysum and my philodendron snowdrift. It also happened with my philodendron Jose Bono. I mean, one thing that I really learned is that a little can go a long way. You don't necessarily need to fill up the reservoir that full. And so with these three plants, I know for a fact that I was sometimes putting the reservoir halfway up the net pot. And that's not okay, guys. So yeah, we're gonna put you under, we share the same mind. When people grow plants in rooms with no light, like what? Meanie, slow and painful. Obviously, I'm putting this under slow and painful. I mean, we share the same mind. They need at least a little bit of light. Okay, didn't think this through. We're getting kind of full, so I think I'm just gonna overlap them as we go. Algae, good. When alive, gives O2, then eaten by microbes, turns to fertilizer for plant. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. My understanding of algae is that it actually consumes oxygen when it's there, whether that's in the reservoir of your plants that are in LECA, or potentially if you have a clear pot of an aeroid mix, you might have some algae around the pot. Algae usually develops when you have high light conditions, and obviously the presence of like water moisture. So I thought that the algae competes with the plant's roots in oxygen consumption. That's what I thought. You know what? I'm gonna have to say no ma'am. I may be wrong, and tell me if I'm wrong, guys. Like, is there a benefit to having algae in your plant's roots or reservoir? That's so interesting. For now, I'm putting it under no ma'am. Growing bonsai is not plant torture. I know I'm saying bonsai wrong. That's a deep one. Okay, here's the thing, guys. When I read plant torture, that can mean a lot of things, because one of my close friends, every time I propagate a plant, she thinks that's plant torture. So for now, I'm gonna put it under undecided, ask future Kevin. That's a hard one. That's a good one. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's three. Aiden. Oh my gosh. Hoyas are boring. Okay, I already kind of answered with the Hoyas are underrated. Humidity is a myth. You know, I've been very vocal about humidity being not as important when you relate it to other things that may be a higher priority. So I think light is more important than humidity. I think, you know, proper watering habits is more important than humidity. I think root health, I think that's more important than humidity. So I'm just gonna skip that because I don't know what it means by is a myth. There are some plants that need high humidity. Don't get me wrong, there are. And then low light is not a thing. Is low light considered 50 to 250 foot candles technically? I don't know. Daryl, help me. I don't know where to put this. Okay, I'm just gonna put the whole thing in undecided. Ask future Kevin. Humidity is, okay, this is what I was saying before. Humidity is least important factor of keeping plants happy among light, temperature, and water. So lights would be close to like the top 2. Watering would be like 2 or 3. Temperature, I'd probably put like 4 or 5. And then I would put humidity below that. So I'm gonna have to agree with this. I'm gonna put it under yes. Succulents are the most difficult plant to grow and keep pretty and tidy. Succulents need so much light. If you don't give it enough light, they will just grow like this and they look hideous. I just think they fail in household conditions. I think you need some sort of supplemental light, especially living in Canada and the days getting shorter. I don't know if they're different. It's hard because I've never really, okay, I'm putting it on yes, just because I know that I would kill one if I bought one. Oh my God, there's none in Oh Girl yet. How do we feel? Plants grow better in semi-hydro, and general hydroponics is an amazing fertilizer, but kind of hard. You know, even though I like semi-hydro and it's what I prefer, I know guys, people that have chunky aeroid mixes, they have more success than I do on a lot of plants. I'm gonna have to put her under undecided, ask Creature Kevin. Anthuriums are easier than philodendrons. Oh my gosh, easier than philodendrons. I'm gonna have to disagree. Oh, it's hard though. Okay, philodendron branchiatum, juvenile philodendron melanochrysum. Those need so much humidity and those are pretty difficult to grow in my opinion. You could kind of equate that to like the queen anthurium, like Miss Jose Bono. So easy, guys. I actually kept this. I mean, y'all saw it in my living room. She was in my living room for weeks and she is pushing out a new leaf. Future Kevin, zoom in. This is a brand new leaf. I just moved her in here. See, those philodendrons don't need a lot. And then like, for example, my Anthurium decipens, my Anthurium furcatum, they don't need a lot. I'm gonna say, oh girl, meaning I kind of disagree with that. I do think philodendrons are easier on average. People are still too scared of oh my God, we're back on the anthuriums. People are still too scared of anthuriums. My queen got basics like a pothos. I ignore her, she thrives. Oh my God, where are you? Like, who are you? Are you a witch? Oh my God, my queen always has holes. Oh my gosh, teach me your secrets. I know people are very intimidated by anthuriums. I started that way too. I ignore her and she thrives. How are you doing that? Okay, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm gonna put it under undecided, ask Future Kevin. No, I'm gonna put her under oh girl. I have to, because like my queen is like not, I don't know how you ignore your queen. Plants don't need to be repotted as often as most people think. Yeah, they don't. I'm gonna have to say we share the same mind. I don't know why this is such a big thing. Like people always wanna repot their plants. It's not the biggest thing, guys. It really isn't. And again, that's just my opinion, but I strongly believe that. So we share the same mind. Propagation should be sold at a wallet-friendly price. Ooh, it depends. This one's tough because I don't know if you're asking like, if you cut a plant and it doesn't have any roots, are you saying that that should be wallet friendly? What happens when it's lightly rooted? You know, when we look at growth, how much growth does it have? If it's a variegated plant, is it pushing out like variegated leaves? Undecided, ask Future Kevin. There's just so many factors. Y'all are amazing. I want to do this again. Do we want another one December or January? Let me know. Okay, next one. Your plants will decline in semi-hydro after a year. Soil is better. This again, a lot of factors here. If you're saying a year, are you comparing a plant that's been in the same soil for a year? Because that's how I'm reading it. Because in that case, I don't agree with you. It's hard because like in semi-hydro, you can really adjust the concentration. And I mean, you can do that with plants in soil, but I find that like, I don't think they decline if it's been longer than a year. And as I say that, I'm trying to think of examples in my collection. My Aurea, this Aurea here, guys, she's been in LECA for 16 months and she's thriving. Guys, I propagate and move my plants too much. My strawberry shakes, the ones that I propagated recently, those root systems, they've been in the same LECA for 2 years and they're great. Okay, I'm gonna have to say, oh girl, expensive plants are like trophies. Like, are you meaning like flexing or showing off a plant on like social media or to other people? Like trophies in that sense? Okay, undecided, ask Future Kevin. That's hard, trophies. Clear soup takeout containers make great plant pots. With holes, of course. I bought some soup from Farm Boy and I was looking at it and I was like, this would be a perfect one. And then it went missing, so I think my boyfriend threw it out. But I do agree with that, so I'm gonna say yes. You know, having a clear container in general. Like if you're trying to rehab a plant and monitor the progress, but not wanting to disturb the root system, definitely a good way to grow plants because you could see yourself what the roots look like. I feel pepperoni, I almost said pepperoni. I feel peperomia watermelon is the hardest plant to make happy in my home. Oh, I once owned one. You know, it's hard because I didn't have it for that long because I have no experience and I only had a watermelon peperomia for, I don't know, 6 months. I'm gonna have to say undecided. Stick that prop right into water. Ain't nobody got time for callousing. Oh my God, I love it. I would say giving the plant a lot of light. And also when you're making the cut, making sure that you're cleaning your shears in between. I think that's a bigger thing that you should focus on as opposed to callousing. Also, I watched a Summer Rain Oaks video recently and this woman was propagating Hoyas at Steve's leaves and she was just putting it in soil. She wasn't waiting for them to callus over. I might be wrong, but from my recollection, she was just cutting the Hoyas, popping them in the aeroid mix. So yeah, we share the same mind because I don't do that anymore. I don't always use pots with holes. My oldest and biggest Hoyas are in ceramic pots with no drainage. Oh my God, Grania, hi. I didn't even realize that was from you. Yeah, who cares? Who cares, guys? Like seriously, why is this such a big deal? Okay, we share the same mind. Who cares? Do you. If your plants are happy, they're happy. Spider plants are ugly. I said it. I have not owned a spider plant since I was in kindergarten. Oh my God. I personally don't think they're ugly. So I'm gonna have to put it under, oh girl. Fertilize all year round. We share the same mind. I totally agree with this. Okay, I'm gonna have to take a step back. I'm gonna move it down one to yes, because there are some orchids, and I'm forgetting the name, but there's some orchids you shouldn't. Soaking LECA is a waste of time. Just give it a good rinse and go. So I just recently started skipping that soaking part. I know my orchids are in like unsoaked LECA, and when I repotted them a few days ago, the LECA was still wet. And like I said, I wasn't hitting the reservoir up the net pot. I was just hitting the wicks. And I mean, the LECA was doing a really good job at soaking that moisture. So I feel like I haven't experienced or experimented long-term with this. So I think I'm just gonna have to put it under yes. Tissue culture plants just means more accessible, commercially rare plants for everyone. Yes. How come tissue culture is such a bad word? I have never understood this. Never, never, never. Would you rather, and this still happens, but because tissue culture exists, we're able to have these plants without someone ripping it out of their home in nature. Like we should be like totally fine with tissue culture plants. Myopia is tissue culture and I'm so happy with it. So I am putting you under, we share the same mind. Let Hoyas dry out until they wrinkle. That's hard, guys. I know that's a general advice, especially if you have your Hoyas in an aeroid mix. I don't usually like getting to that point though. I really don't. I know it's a good indicator, like don't get me wrong, very good indicator that you need to water it. Specifically if like the roots dry out too much and then you water it, then you might have a root rot situation. So I'm gonna have to disagree, I'm sorry. I know there's a good method, guys, but like I'm gonna have to put it under oh girl. Oh my God. Bumping into the moss here. Calatheas aren't difficult, they just require actual care, so people blame the plants. And then a T emoji, I can't with this. Calatheas aren't difficult, they just require actual, oh my God, that's so funny. Not an expert again, but my understanding of calatheas is that you don't need to give it a lot of light. So in that sense, it's not necessarily difficult. I mean, is this true still that like they're very fussy when it comes to the water quality? And then the humidity aspect, like, is that true? I haven't grown one since like 2019, so I have no idea. I'm gonna have to say undecided as future Kevin. I just like don't have enough experience to comment on this. Very funny though. Super, super funny. Oh my God, humidity. Humidity trays are trash, mama. I've never done one. Are they trash? From what I hear, you do need to refill them a lot, especially if you have like warmer conditions, drier conditions. In what way are you using it though? Like rocks in a humidity tray, LECA in a humidity tray. I do think it boosts up the humidity though. I just haven't used any. I'm gonna have to say undecided because like, I haven't used any. I give my plants the same nutrient solution mix every time I water them, even in the winter. I do this too, so we share the same mind. Most Rex begonias really look too man-made. What do you, Holly, what do you mean by that? I know there's a lot of hybrids of Rex begonias. Is that what you mean? Man-made, like fake? Is it the colors? Is it because they're too bright to be real? Are they not supposed to look like that? Okay, undecided as future Kevin. Most variegated plants are overrated. Sorry, I'm just like looking at my variegated plants right now. I don't think so. Oh my God, I don't think so. My strawberry shakes. I wouldn't just buy a red emerald. I would, you know, buy a strawberry shake. So I'm gonna have to put this under nah ma'am. Plant groups on Facebook are the worst and kind of make me hate everything. Oh my God, I hate that. I have never experienced Facebook groups. You know, just based on what I hear, it is a pretty toxic environment. I'm sure there's like lovely people on there, but I just haven't experienced it. So I'm gonna have to say undecided as future Kevin, but I do hear things. Philodendron, Pink Princess, and Jose Bono are equivalent of designer brands. You're paying for the name. You're paying for the name. I don't see that much with Jose Bono. Maybe Pink Princess? Are you saying that like a lot of specimens look like garbage? But because it's a Pink Princess or because it's a Jose Bono, people still buy it? Even though it looks like garbage? I'm gonna have to say undecided. Y'all didn't realize just because I edited it, but I sat here for like 10 minutes just thinking about that. That was a deep one. So I still haven't made a decision, so undecided as future Kevin. Oh my God, I think we did it, guys. Wow, I had a lot of fun. Do y'all want to see this again this month, or do you want to see it in January? Let me know in the comment section below. Again, guys, like this was for fun. I don't want anyone to take it seriously, and like if people are leaving comments with their opinion, like don't attack them. Like why? What's the purpose? So did you like this video? I really like doing this video. I know Nicki from Plants, Pots, and Whatnots is planning to do a 3-parter, and I'm like, whoa girl, that's impressive. And I think it came out yesterday. So go to her channel, check it out. Thank you again for always watching me. Thank you for supporting me during Vlogmas. It really is helping me out. You know, all the comments that you guys leave, but I read them all. But yeah, y'all are the best. If you made it to the very end, thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.